Hey there, fellow YouTube enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into a complex and intriguing situation brewing in the Middle East. Specifically, we're talking about the recent Houthi attack on a Saudi oil facility and the broader implications of this incident. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me set the stage for you. You see, this isn't just another story about a drone strike. It's a pivotal moment that could potentially reignite the civil war in Yemen, and it's deeply intertwined with the ongoing tensions between Iran and the United States. So, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through the geopolitical underbelly of the region. Now, the first thing that immediately stands out is the audacity of the Houthis. Who attacks an oil facility. Well, in this case, it's not just about the act itself, but the message it sends. The Houthis are essentially saying, we can strike where it hurts, and we're not afraid to show it. And what makes this really interesting is the timing. Just a few days earlier, the Saudi Energy Ministry reported a fire at an Aramco refinery, which, by the way, is the same company that owns the facility targeted by the Houthis. Now, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but it's hard not to wonder if these events are somehow connected. Personally, I think there's more to this than meets the eye. The Houthis have been backed by Iran, and Iran has been making demands for the restart of negotiations and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, here's where things get really intriguing. The Strait of Hormuz is a crucial waterway for global oil and gas supplies. It's like the arteries of the global economy. And Iran, well, they've been blocking it, redirecting ships, and demanding compensation for war damage. Now, what many people don't realize is that the Houthis have been attacking Saudi Arabia and its shipping in the Red Sea for a while now. But this latest attack is different. It's a direct challenge to Saudi Arabia's energy infrastructure, and it's a clear message to the world that the Houthis are serious. And what this really suggests is that the civil war in Yemen is far from over. In fact, it's getting more intense. The Houthis are not just fighting for control of Yemen, they're fighting for a larger geopolitical agenda. And that agenda includes challenging the status quo in the region and potentially destabilizing the entire Middle East. Now, let's shift our focus to Iran. The Iranian Foreign Minister, Abbas Araghchi, has been making demands for the restart of negotiations and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. But here's the catch. Iran is not just demanding the reopening of the strait. They're demanding a complete correction of U.S. behavior. They want the U.S. to end the war with Iran and its allies, lift sanctions, and release frozen assets. Now, I find this particularly fascinating because it raises a deeper question. Is Iran really interested in negotiations, or are they just using the strait as a bargaining chip? And what this really suggests is that the situation is far more complex than it initially appears. The U.S., on the other hand, is pushing for a boost in weapons production, which, in my opinion, is a clear indication of their readiness to confront Iran. And what this really implies is that the U.S. is not interested in a diplomatic solution. They're interested in maintaining their military presence in the region. Now, let's talk about the potential deal between Iran and Oman. According to reports, the two countries are working on a temporary deal that would reopen the Strait of Hormuz with ships entering through a route close to Iran and exiting through a route close to Oman. Now, I find this particularly interesting because it suggests that there might be a way to de-escalate the situation without completely abandoning the U.S. But as we all know, deals are made and broken, and the terms of this agreement could still change before it's finalized. So, what does all this mean for the Middle East? Well, in my opinion, it's a clear indication that the region is on the brink of another major conflict. The Houthis are challenging the status quo, Iran is demanding a correction of U.S. behavior, and the U.S. is pushing for a boost in weapons production. And what this really suggests is that the Middle East is a powder keg waiting to explode. So, my fellow YouTube enthusiasts, what do you think? Is this the beginning of another major conflict in the Middle East? Or is there a way to de-escalate the situation without completely abandoning the U.S.? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching.